Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Night Talks podcast. And today, we're going to be giving you the five lessons we've learned, the 5 things we've learned from the game against Bilbao. It's about 24 hours since the start of the game last night, yesterday, as the case may be, depending on when you were watching it. But it was an interesting game. It was a lovely game to watch, and the Theatre of Dreams was alive again on a night when, Manchester United needed it the most. The semi-final second leg where Man United beat Athletic Club 4-1. So we're gonna just kind of, because we've already given you the match review and all of that. If you haven't, please go watch it already. So we're just gonna give you more like what we learned from the game, and then how we can build towards the next game in the weekend and all of that. So sit back, relax, grab a popcorn, and then we can, ride with this with the little time that we have. Number 1, 5 things we learned from the game. Number 1, Mason Mount is finally finding his rhythm. He delivered arguably his best performance in the United shirt with 2 goals, a calm presence, and a confident swagger that we haven't seen in months. I mean, obviously his career has been plagued with injuries in Man United, but his first goal was a flash of brilliance, receiving the ball in a tight space, spinning his marker and slotting it into the bottom corner. A goal that sparked United's comeback. I mean, his second, very cheeky, audacious and totally unexpected, chipping the goalkeeper from near the halfway line after a poor clearance. Mount looks fully fit, tuned in, and dangerous heading into the final, especially seeing that Amorim needs another X factor in the team, and this is what exactly Amorim needs. And with the goals that Mount scored, Amorim was super happy for him, right? That he was, clapping, and he was super excited and all of that. So it was beautiful to see that Mason Mount basically scored a goal that Ruben Amorim wanted. So it is what it is. And he clawed us back into the game, got the equalizer and got the finisher, right? The goal that finished the game and all of that. So yeah, Mason Mount was amazing in the game, and kudos to him for, pushing through the barrier and through the limits. Now, the next one is Ruben Amorim's tactical substitutions changed the game. We all know that. At 1-0 down on the night under pressure, Amorim made a bold triple substitution. Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, and Amad Diallo all came on, and the impact was immediate. At first, he called all 3 of them. I saw a video online. At first, he called all 3 of them. Then he didn't want to sub on Mount yet. Then he wanted to sub on Shaw and Ahmad. And then all of a sudden, he said Mount was going to pick up a penny or a bib, as the case may be. But all of a sudden, he called all 3 of them and subbed all of them on. And it was amazing. It was a game-changing substitution. Shaw brought balance and width because he started as a wing back first. Ahmad brought flair and unpredictability with speed and energy. Mount brought cutting edge in the final third, being that last midfielder. I mean, there was a cross from Ahmad or Dorgu, I guess, from the right side of the field, and Mount just missed the header because it was a little bit too high. And then obviously Leny Yoro wins the ball, I think it was Shaw that wins the ball, passes to Yoro. Yoro drives forward and then tries to fake a shot, and then eventually found a way to pass it to Mount. And in that same spot that Mount found himself when he missed the header, Mount does the Makeda turn and scores at the bottom right-hand corner of the net. And that was, that brought joy to Ruben Amorim, right? Now, Mount's cutting edge in the final third was very evident. Within minutes, United not only equalized but took the full control of the tie. Amorim's ability to read the flow of the game and act decisively shows that why he's so highly rated, right? And why United look so well coached. Well, right now, especially in Europe. In the league, not so much, because obviously everything that he's trying to do, planned, like all the plans he has, you could see it in the game that he has a game plan, but it isn't working, right? I also saw, I think, of a clip. I saw that clip during the game. I saw when the camera panned to Amorim, but blurred his hands. Now, I saw that clip and I was like, has Amorim injured himself in the process? And then I saw a picture of Amorim before the game and after the game. I mean, before the game and I think after the game or during the game. Before the game, he had no plaster on his left hand. after the game, he had a plaster on his left hand. He probably or punched the wall or something out of, annoyance or giving the hairdryer treatment or something. But I think that must have, sparked something in the players and to kind of raise the game and all of that. So it is what it is. His tactical substitutions changed the game. Now, we're going to go with number 3. Number 3 is basically Patrick Dorgu. Patrick Dorgu continues to shine. Basically, Patrick Dorgu continues to shine. Dorgu's name keeps coming up, and rightly so. He's raw, quick, and fearless. And in the first half, he caused Athletic all sorts of problems down the left. Obviously, he was our outlet for pace and width, including a near penalty incident that could have easily gone United's way, right? And then, obviously, he was also involved in launching several counter-attacks and showed defensive awareness beyond his years. Still only 20, he's turning up to be one of United's best players. Although I keep saying that he seems to be struggling because obviously he's raw, right? United may have unearthed a long-term solution in the flank, and in the European semi-final, he didn't just survive, he thrived. So that is pretty much about Dorgu. I was impressed with his game, albeit he could do better, albeit he could do more, but I was impressed with the game so far for Dorgu. And then the next one is Casemiro. There is no how we're going to go through this whole video without talking about a person like Casemiro. Casemiro still brings the big match mentality. In a young team full of new energy, it is crucial to have battle-hardened veterans like Casemiro. The Brazilian delivered again a crucial header from an assist from Bruno Fernandes to make it 3-1 on the night, rising above the defense and guiding Fernandez's free kick perfectly into the net. I could see that run he made from the middle of the penalty spot and then into the front of and this is something they probably have worked on several times, into the front of the defense, and then he just headed it home. And he scored in the home and the away leg in that game. It wasn't just the goal, it was the leadership, the positioning, the calm transitions. Casemiro reminded everyone that when it comes to knockout football, experience still matters. And one thing I can say about Casemiro is the fact that obviously he came through on the night when needed the most. And I think also what happened was he was the guy who was very quick with releasing the ball. Gets the ball 2 touches, release. Gets the ball 2 touches, release. No need to try to drive forward or anything. Just did what was necessary and what was expected of him. And then number 5, we're going to go with basically Rasmus Hojlund gets back among the goals again. And that's something we learned, and that's what we're hoping for. Every Man United fan who loves this club hopes that Rasmus Hojlund will come through again with goals. And sometimes the striker just needs one moment, and Hojlund got his, right? After some quiet performances, he tapped in United's third from Ahmad's intelligent cutback, which was what Garnacho should be doing every time he gets the ball. But Garnacho will want to break in and shoot. Ahmad went down the line and cut back, and then obviously Rasmus tapped it in. It wasn't flashy, but it was exactly what he needed. A confidence booster, and if you see the way he screamed, you could tell that was the confidence booster that he needed ahead of the final. Strikers live on rhythm, and this could be the spark he needs to hit form again just in time for Spurs in the final in about 12 days from now. So it is what it is. We need that. We need the energy. We need the preparation and all of that. And then the next one is, these are all bonus insights right now. We're in bonus territory, right? So Leny Yoro maturing quickly, and he's making the headlines right now. Leny Yoro is just amazing. He has done himself good and takes good advice from Rio Ferdinand. I saw a video on Stretford Paddock where he said that he was taking advice from here and there off camera from Rio Ferdinand and all of that. Young centre-back has now played multiple knockout ties with composure. His quick feet and his sharp pass to assist Mount showed his growing confidence. I said this in the match review when I said that Leny Yoro did a lot of things that were right, and obviously you could tell that Ruben Amorim told him to do it. He played on the left side, and when he played on the left side, he was one that drove the ball, that allowed Mount to get the opportunity to he assisted Mount on the first goal, get the opportunity to kind of break and then shoot. And then the second goal, he drove from the back when he was moved to the right, when Shaw was brought to left centre back, and then Amas was brought in as a sub. He drove from the right as well and drove forward and tried as much as possible to pass that ball to Ahmad, who went down the line to square to pass to Rasmus, who scored. So it was, Yoro was amazing, and that was what the manager wanted him to do. That's what the manager wants. At least two of his centre backs to be ball carrying centre backs of the three, and then someone like Harry Maguire just sits in the middle. Now, so that's pretty much Yoro, and obviously mature beyond his years and amazing. And then obviously another bonus round is the fact that Amorim's system is very flexible and effective, which was once a rigid 3-4-3 is now a dynamic shape. I mean, this formation was once a rigid 3-4-3 formation that everybody thought what it was, but it was building something. Now a dynamic shape in game. United shifted to a more aggressive press once Mount and Ahmad came on, forcing errors and creating waves of chances. Amorim is building not just a formation, but a flexible identity. And this was what I've always said every time we did a match preview. We talked about Amorim's system. We talked about how dynamic and flexible and fluid it is. So that's just it. Another bonus round or bonus insight from the game is that the theater of dreams comes alive again. And thanks to the fans who were always backing the team, you could still hear them sing all the songs and all of that. From the Take Me Home, United Road, Typho, to the relentless crowd noise, Old Trafford felt like, the European fortress of old. This wasn't just about football. This was belief, right? And the fans, like I said, pushed the team, and the team responded in kind. Obviously, the emotional synergy could also be crucial for the final against Tottenham. And with Tottenham beating Man United 3 times this season, they would wish that, we would hope and believe that they would wish that they didn't beat Man United 3 times this season, because this is a do or die affair. And every time you watch Amorim his post-match conference, you could tell that he has said time and again, he's not even worried about now winning the semi-final. He won the semi-final fair and square, but the most important thing is the final. And we will see what rival fans are going to say, because obviously most Arsenal fans don't want Tottenham to win a trophy. They prefer Man United to win a trophy. So, and most Chelsea fans as well. So all London fans don't want Arsenal to win, don't want Tottenham to win the trophy. And it is what it is. But it is, at this point in time, we have to, Amorim is saying the focus is on the final. And it's just a few 12 days from now, and then we'll have the final. But it is what it is. We're just going to push on from that. But this team is working, and obviously we need to wrap some people in cotton wool and bubble wrap so they don't get injured until that final. Now, this team now believes, right? Going 1-0 down, coming back again at Old Trafford in the semi-final can shake a side. I mean, you could tell from first half they were struggling until the 63rd minute. They were struggling. The passes were not sticking. People were missing passes, misplaced passes, collapsing under pressure. But United didn't flinch. At some point, you could tell that there were some guys who were just basically just nervous. You could tell, even Maguire, the goal that the defensive action that led to the goal, Maguire flinched for a bit, but it is what it is. They stayed composed at some point, and then we needed energy. We had to reset, and I'm sure Ruben Amorim reset some buttons after the first half at halftime, and then struck back, and then United struck back hard. That's not just talent, that's mentality. Amorim has instilled a calm, confident edge to this squad, and it's paying off. Now, on a final note in all of this, United is heading to Bilbao. That's the most important thing right now, and one more hurdle remains. And if the Reds remain calm and maintain this mix of tactical clarity, youthful energy, and veteran leadership, the Europa League trophy is well within our reach, basically. And this is what the mentality we must carry, and the momentum we must go with going into the game. We have 2 games before the Europa League. We need to play these 2 games and play them like finals as well, ahead of preparations towards the Europa League, because after the second game, I think that game is against Chelsea, then we get to play the Europa League. We get to play the Europa League final like in 3 or 4 days, and I'm guessing that Ruben Amorim is going to tinker with the lineup, even though we have some fringe players who are already back and stuff. But let's see how that goes. I believe Chelsea are also going to be trying to prepare for their own UEFA Conference League against Real Betis. Real Betis aren't playing. Anthony isn't playing. He scored a banger of a free kick in the semi-final against Fiorentina, against De Gea. You can imagine. So it is what it is. We look forward to the next one. I think you're going to see the next video, and that's going to be the press conference review. Before and after that, we're going to have, that's the press conference review against the West Ham game. And then after that, we're going to have the match preview for the West Ham game. So let me know your thoughts and feelings about all of this. Let me know your thoughts and feelings about the game. And it's going to be quick fire. We're going to look forward to the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to as well like, share, and subscribe and hit the notification bell. We're already growing as a channel. We're hitting a milestone pretty soon. So let's get that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button, smash the like button so the video gets seen, and then we can build from there. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care, goodbye, and God bless.